Hello, Leo, to your timeless love variant reading, where anything that wants to show up in regards to how chaotic love is may want to show up, may want to be talked about, right? Whether you're single, married, divorced, widowed, polyamorous, I don't know, whatever. Okay, this reading really wants to get to the point. So, anything that needs to be said, yes. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Jupiter position of Leo. Universal justice is what this reading will provide. If you're here for Leo, Mercury, Moon, and Venus, you may be in search of emotional redemption, where I will ask you to check out the sister channel via the description box below, along with some other services of mine. Look forward to having you subscribe to both of my channels. We gotta get right into the reading, Leo. Don't know what's going on. I mean, I do, but do I? I don't know. Do I? Yes. So, we gotta go in there. We're going in. We're going in. We're going in. A remix time. All right. All right. Oh, okay. Okay. What's happening? Woo. Hold on a second. These energies are wild lately. It's fun to read this. Investigation. Investigative. Someone's investigative? Oh, yeah. Someone's really investigative. Oh, it's you. It's Leo. Leo is investigative at this time. Ether has a confession. It has a problem with the saints that you find saintly. It's a very very touchy subject, so I will not go into any kind of further detail. I've already triggered too many people. But yeah, that's Ether's confession. All right. You're getting in the way of not understanding your intuition. Which is the irony of you, because I mean your power source is coming from our solar plexus, the engine that knows what their purpose is, and you're hungry for material data research to make and solidify your journey, and also allows you to have confidence in the many aspects of your personality, aspects of your character, many aspects of your ego, to really handle all these political differences, relationships, and make sense of them. All right. Some of y'all's loyalty is being tested, and it's not even in a physical form. It's more of like on the form of your are you loyal to the light, And this is about the light that carries the fruitions of everything that living and breathing, and is part of the eternal flower of life. And even the flower of life, where beauty can be found, and also the golden ratio and the Fibonacci the scale. And the more you know, Leo, the more you understand you have zero control with all the things that are available from ether or keep being made prevalent or become a narrative of nature, of politics, of social stigma, whatever, conspiracy topics, whatever. There's just so much information out there, right? So you are hearing the call that you need to understand the term sovereignty, which is fascinating. It's beautiful to see how anyone recognize upon themselves that there's a difference between freedom and the difference between freedom versus sovereignty. And that sovereignty is the gateway to the understand your own personal holy grail of within, okay? Understanding your Akashic records, Kundalini, awakening, enlightenment, empowerment, confidence, law of attraction. All that stuff. The ego is also trying to make you remember all these things that you've accumulated along this pathway up to this moment of your living breath of being, and taking a moment to reflect upon them and see why you traversed that with all of those experiences, why you remember what you remember, and utilizing it to become the warrior that you feel you need to become now to maintain and to fight for your sovereignty. And that includes having to rehash some of your connections that you have with people now, because your loyalty is being questioned within that relationship. It's not about you not being a good friend or vice versa, or a good partner, whatever. It's about understanding what loyalty actually means and what it entails. Because when you have a sovereign perspective of what loyalty is, you have a healthier aspect of negotiating any type of differences that comes along your way, whether it be friendships, family strife, political contradictions or incidents, or overall inevitability. You have a better handle at that, okay? Yeah, you have your ancestors are so proud of you. Like, let's just talk about that for a second. Your ancestors are giddy, all right? They're giddy, they're happy, they're like, you're putting, the way you think is beautiful. The way you're putting the pieces together to make sense and to fight for your confidence, to fight for your right to party is amazing. And congratulations, you deserve a round of applause for making it as far as you have. And it's not about mockery. This is really truly about honoring that aspect of who you are. Because if it takes you a while to accept it, it means that you need to also accept how to become more stronger in accepting your shadow aspects of yourself, and that you can't ever deny them. Okay, you can't ever deny them. And they're a part of who you are. They're part of what you're made of. And if you really get to dance beautifully with your shadows, their dance is absolutely stunning. All right, it's so stunning. It's so uniquely yours that you can really make that quote unquote negative aspect of self really work out in your favor. All right, so ether is just putting you in this predicament in your life to kind of get that conversation, that journey started, growing, becoming, and all that jazz, solidifying that for yourself. Okay, maybe even getting a chance to have a kundalini, like I already mentioned, or an akashic record remembrance of some kind, past life regression, all that jazz, to kind of secure more of what it is that you are. Here with the Four of Pentacles would be a good idea in the eyes of the universe. Okay, also that you can start understanding the difference between your ego magical self and your soul magical self, how your soul relies on the ego to get a lot of the shit done that the soul just can't handle. It just loves being pure and just giggity and happy at all times, and it doesn't like low blows. And your ego loves low blows because it gets a chance to discipline your actions and discipline the disciplinarian that may be lacking or needed or coerced to do something within you. Yeah. So committing yourself to this idea of self-sacrimony is important, because getting into more of yourself solidifies the connections that you have a difficulty bringing to a new form of life. Or somehow, I must admit, there's a connection that someone is holding on to when this person is no longer good for them, truly. But I see that there are things in the home that bring you two together that make it hard to separate. So I see that it could be kids, or it could be financial, it could be business, it could be just big things, a contract of some kind. That could bind these two together, so you and it, or him or her, she, they, and whatever. And just make it difficult to accept that part of life, and then also try to close out that chapter and begin a new one. Okay, I see that being a difficulty, all right, because you don't want none of that old patterns translating itself into a new chapter. All right, the chapter is done and told its part of the story already. So yeah, Four of Swords indicates that cause of injury to self, and seeing something and not really being sure and how to reach a decision to solidify some form of comfort to be found in what you may need to kind of surrender and really integrate more of that healing process for yourself. Someone has a list, but they really want to get over with. I just felt that as I was talking. So, you definitely can. There's ways. There's ways you can do it. Well, it may take some time. Whatever narrative you may be told or been given that it's not possible. Of course, it's possible. I feel like me saying that just highlights something that you feel that is possible, but you just never heard outside of yourself. to validate that internal knowing that you have. That goes for all aspects of things. The ego is a straight line ticket to you feeling the glory of what you are. I said the sun card is the solar plexus. The solar plexus is Leo energy. All right. For those of you who read tarot, you'll understand this in the old traditional tarot. And just knowing that that part of the belly really opens up all your possibilities, and it reminds you how vulnerable you are, how people can also make you vulnerable, how the injustices of political ways that people are in the system and just life in general can dampen your overall self-power and self-need, but you always return to what it is that you require, and which is beautiful. The ether really likes seeing that, because you go into nature to replenish yourself and to rekindle your childlike innocence that you like to maintain and bring forth to any relationships that you have in your life, whether it's through family, siblings, cousins, extended, blended family, adopted. There's adoption I'm feeling coming through, you wanting to adopt and being that full partner of that, not partner, but yeah, partner for some of y'all, being in a partner and in a partnered up relationship and wanting to adopt, but being like a family. It's like it's you guys are reunited, and you might not have the same blood type or the same DNA, or may not even look like each other, but it just fits. It fits, and you're waiting and anticipating the arrival for all these individuals. Okay, because you're still kind of in, if it's not in the physical realm of closing out chapters, is in the emotional and spiritual realm of closing out chapters, that until those chapters are closed and you kind of put the dot of the last sentence written down and ready to write on for the next chapter, that's not until then things will make more sense for the richness of these energies to start coming out and manifest themselves in the actual physical term. Okay, it needs still time to mature, grow, and sprout. All right. The seeds already have been planted. Someone wants to visit a cemetery, so maybe you're visiting someone, a loved one that passed away, a loved one that transitioned, and needing to rekindle their feeling. That feeling of connection, because you miss this individual deeply, but this person is also not deserving to be in a position of missing, because you feel this person's energy all around you in ways that you just cannot explain, but it's just right there. Wow. Some of you are afraid of death, like you're afraid of a deadline and end, which I totally understand. I am totally empathic towards, and makes sense. I was there at one point as well. However, once you accept that there are positions of life that teaches you that you can reflect on those moments, that reflecting upon those moments is awaiting energies to make sense in your intuition, that will lessen the fear that ultimately paves the fact that it is inevitable outcome for everything that's a species of a living breath of some kind. That there is an end to one state of transformation and maybe a beginning of another. Yeah, look at that, transformation. It's all the transformation, it's all a transgression, it's all just a movement of a form of magic of transitioning from one alchemic state, from one sense of alchemy to another. I don't know how the English is not coming out in that one. All right, into the medicine of life, the medicine wheel of life. All right, accepting the journey that you're walking in, accepting the metamorphosis of change with the butterfly, changing from the caterpillar to the butterfly, accepting those challenges, emotionally moving on and accepting your past for what it was, And also any pains that will come in accepting this decision, but showing up every single time and wanting to heal that. That will also require some time for you to do, but not impossible, because you will get it done. I mean, that power of the yellow coming forth from the hidden sun down here and the magician is too eager to return to this state at all times, even in being darkness, that whatever this negative energy is to remind you of how brutal life can be, or how disappointing people can be, or how maybe you can also disappoint yourself with certain decisions you didn't make or have a hard time making, that it's all part of life. You know, look at that. All part of life. We all have that same struggle of social stigmas with ourselves and those of which we love. All right, that was the Magician card. We all go through that problem. All right, we all have to learn our versions of laws of attraction, manifestation, of transgression, and transposition, whatever. All of this change is inevitable. It's absolutely inevitable. All right, but we all learn from the King of Cups energy what it means to have an emotional journey, and it's taking the wisdom of that emotional intelligence to pave the path that we either need to understand by walking it, or need to understand in making the certain choices to get us to the path that we either like to walk or see ourselves having the need to walk. All right, at the end of the day, those will all be showing up in a way that you have a relationship with the people that you are currently tied to. And can you see the value of your life with what it is that you currently possess, Leo? That is all that I have for you at this time. Again, if you'd like any of my services, to check out that description box below. And either way, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in this ether of time and space. And may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.